Hi, it's Kathleen and Peter with another weekly wrap up from Health Declassified. And we got a big question for you that you need to think about. Do you drink a lot of soda, like most people in North America and probably most of the Western world? Well, you want to think twice because this could be aging you from the inside out. And Kathleen's going to tell us all about what that problem is. So over to you, Kathleen. You go for it.
Well, you're absolutely right, Peter. And this is an article from Dr. Mercola's site, and we will provide a link in our newsletter. But here are some of the highlights from that newsletter, from that article. A single can of cola delivers more than just refined sugar, Peter. It delivers a metabolic ambush that your body absorbs within minutes. While most people know to worry about the high fructose corn syrup lurking in soft drinks, few realize that the real damage comes from the phosphate hidden in plain sight. So, phosphoric acid is added to cola for flavor and shelf life, but just a single can of cola floods your system with nearly 100% absorbable inorganic phosphate, triggering hormonal shifts that disrupt vitamin D, calcium balance, and kidney function. So, unlike the sugar in soda, phosphate acts more like a stealth hormone disruptor. It hijacks your endocrine system with every sip. Okay. And it doesn't matter how healthy you think you are, even young adults with no chronic conditions have shown elevated FGF23 levels, which is a hormone, within hours of a single phosphate load. That
Ah,
hormone actually accelerates vascular calcification, weakens bones, and increases your long-term risk of heart attack or stroke, even if your lab results are normal.
wow.
So, unlike natural sources, phosphate additives in soda are rapidly absorbed and bypass digestive safeguards, placing a silent burden on your kidneys and arteries, again, with every sip. So, when combined with high fructose corn syrup, soda creates a metabolic double hit. High fructose corn syrup promotes liver fat, raises uric acid, and drives insulin resistance, while phosphate sabotages hormonal and mineral balance. So replacing soda with sparkling citrus water, so this is one of the suggestions they give you, which sounds logical to me. But if you do drink the occasional soda socially or during travel, take, they say, 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. It will help to bind the phosphate, restore calcium balance, and reduce the risk of vascular and kidney damage. And also, vitamin K2 helps support your
Mhm.
bones, protect your heart, and reverse the silent damage phosphate leaves behind. So there
Wow.
you have it, Peter. My
Wow.
goodness, right?
Yeah, interesting. And
Mhm.
that means that even diet sodas,
Mhm.
you might not be getting the double hit from the high fructose corn syrup, but you're still getting damage from the phosphate because they will contain phosphate too, right?
Absolutely. Mhm.
And this is perhaps why people say cola is good for removing rust off bolts and stuff like that because of the phosphate in it.
I know.
Wow,
I know.
that is quite frightening.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, and wow, I know a friend of mine drinks, I reckon he drinks 4 or 5 cans a day. He has moved on to diet cola, but huge amount. And he doesn't look healthy at all. But anyway, that's another story. Wow, that is an interesting one. So there's the warning, stick to the
Absolutely.
natural fruit juices.
They talking about metabolic health. If there is something that you're looking for to help rebalance that body and bring back your metabolic health, we are promoting the Slenderize, which is day and night drops. They come in a box like this with a little booklet, and also they come in herbal drops, day drops, night drops, and these suppress your appetite and balance your hormones. They also support proper thyroid function. They aid in digestion and level out your sugar and insulin, all while promoting a restful, deep sleep. So On this program, ladies typically lose about a half a pound and men lose about 3/4 of a pound per day. All natural, plant-based, naturopathic drops, hormone-free. So there you have
Mm,
it, Peter. So we
wow.
also have another product. If anybody is has seen our video on visceral fat, might want to get the Advantage. It's a supplement. It can help also boost metabolism and reduce body weight as it burns calories at an absolutely incredible rate, 10 times faster than normal. And we will provide links to these products below this video.
Well done, Kathleen. Good. And I wish I'd known about that months ago when I started my diet and exercise and intermittent fasting. And I have lost over 20 pounds since Christmas. But it would have been easier if I'd had those two products. So good one. I picked up two that are worth mentioning. Health, there's lots going on in the health media, but the first one I found interesting was for older people like me who are at risk of osteoporosis, more affecting more women than men. And that was a very simple heel drop exercise. And it says that if you, when you're standing in a queue, when you're waiting for the doctor, when you're brushing your teeth or whatever, cooking, washing dishes, just raise your heels off the ground and then drop them down slowly. Do that 5 or 6 times and try and do it 100 times a day. And they say that will help um, delay the onset of osteoporosis. It'll lead to strengthening bones. And of course, something else that we picked up, that exercise will exercise your calf muscles, which are very important for circulation because your calf muscles are instrumental in returning blood back to your heart. Right? And it's got to go against gravity. So the more movement you do in your legs like that, the better. So that was one. The second one is quite a frightening one. And this is it's not the most delicate of subjects, but I think it's worth discussing, and that is phone scrolling on the toilet. Now, a group of researchers have identified this as a really bad habit. Historically, people have read books, done Sudoku, done crosswords, read newspaper on the toilet. That's fine. They say that for some reason it's worse when you're scrolling on the toilet because you get distracted by your phone, right? We know how distracting phones are. So they looked at a whole lot of people and they said 37% of smartphone users sit on the toilet for more than the recommended 5 minutes. There's several investigations say you should not sit on the toilet for more than 5 minutes. If it doesn't happen within 5 minutes, it's not going to happen. Don't strain. Come back later. Only 7% of non-smartphone users sit on the toilet for more than 5 minutes. If you sit on the toilet for more than 5 minutes, whether you're scrolling or not, you have a 46% higher rate of developing hemorrhoids, right? And the reason for this is, unlike sitting in a chair scrolling on the phone, when you're on the toilet, the muscles of your pelvic floor are not supported. And this doesn't matter whether you're male or female, right? There's quite a difference because all the weight, think about it, all the weight is on the outer side of your buttocks. So there's the warning, folks. If you are in the habit of scrolling on the toilet, stop it because it could lead to a 46% higher chance of developing hemorrhoids. So there we go. Isn't that interesting,
It
Kathleen?
is. I've never heard that. Wow. Thank you for that, Peter.
Yeah, that and both of those articles I picked up on Epoch Health this week, so we'll put links in the newsletter. It just shows you how dangerous mobile phones are. We know that you shouldn't use them when you're driving. Now you shouldn't use them in the toilet either.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, that's my two little ones on the hillside. So let's move on and tell you what's been happening on Healthy Classified this week. Well, we did have a guest interview on Tuesday, and that was with Dr. Lloyd Glauberman, and he's developed an app for developing your or improving your lifestyle intelligence. And topics that we covered is what is lifestyle intelligence, why sleep, eating, and movements are the big three to keep healthy, how habit ecosystems lead to long-term success, psychology behind behavior change, and he's developed an app which you can have on your phone, and it helps you improve in all of those areas. So that was this week's guest interview. 2 weeks' time, we have Deborah Gadagian, and she is a psychotherapist. She's also an artist, and she talks about she does counseling on psychedelic psychotherapy and she's done a lot of pioneering work on that. That's going to be a really interesting interview. And incidentally, her husband, DJ Kadajian, was on the show twice last year, and he talked about near-death experiences, and he has some interesting
Oh,
stories.
that was
We,
fascinating.
that was, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Hmm.
And then we have Rabbi Daniel Cohen 2 weeks after that, and he talks about how to live a life and leave a legacy. Very good, all-round health aspect. So good. And then wrapping that up will be Dr. Bill Andrews from Touchstone, who comes up with. He's quite an amazing guy. He's nearly as old as I am, in his 70s, and still running marathons and ultra marathons. And he's done a lot of work. He's a scientist more than a medical doctor. Done a lot of work on anti-aging, and has developed some products to help to help delay the onset of aging. That's our lineup coming up. And then, of course, we always talk about a featured author, and we're going to repeat last week's featured author because it's a new book. And this is Terry Tucker, who was on the show last year in episode 312, which was still a yakking show. He's got a new book called Four Truths and a Lie, and I've actually got it. I got the Kindle version, and I'm reading it at the moment, and it's very good. And he says, discover the truths that will transform your life and the lie that you must never believe. It's perfect for readers of inspirational books, Christian living, and self-help for personal success. So that is our featured author. That is it from me. Kathleen, I'm going to hand it back to you.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next week, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.